You know, decent DPS through that, and also looking to hopefully get a bit of a farm advantage in the early stage.
All right, let's just play the dragon. The other dragon's banned. I'm going to play this dragon. This is the dragon that I'm into.
You know, that's the thing, is that we kind of talk about teams having their insurance policy, and I think we've just seen Showmaker lock theirs in.
Yeah, it's really good. Anyway, these are the two comps. This is game 2. Let's get into it. Nongshim, 하나, 둘, 셋.
Nongshim fighting!
D+K, 하나, 둘, 셋.
D+ fighting!
Yay! It's not quite like there are some of them that are a little bit more Mists of Pandaria than this. This is still pretty. Charm is going to be landed here as Kellen is at 100 health. Not a lot of options as Sylvie just quick draws over the wall, and Kingen is just coming down to see what all the fuss is about. Yeah, it looks like Kellen will just be fine. Skystrike going to come on in there and just do some lightning work, but Nongshim gets some control. Sorry, there's something about how quickly he's breathing.
Just a little tap.
Yeah, just doing the little once over.
Potential for a dive, but they do have Sylvie pathing towards them.
Yeah, okay, Peter taking a bit of damage here. Has to flash the handshake. That's a big deal. Kellen does get punished for it momentarily, but I think getting the flash out of the Tahm Kench, huge news here.
Yeah, no gray health available as well yet for Peter, so you can see D+ know what their win con is, but Sylvie is here to try and offer some protection.
Yeah, Lucid going to see whether he can pick up any of these little Krugs, but looks like with Sylvie in the area.
Like single spear rend, which obviously affects all rends, right? But you have like the initial damage and then the added spear damage. It just means, because a lot of time what a Kalista would do is they'd like auto you, then they'd auto a minion rend, reset their rend, get that poke. And that was honestly one of the most frustrating things about playing into Kalista. Obviously, when you stack up multiple spears, it's still going to do a lot of damage. They didn't really change that.
As Nongshim stacking up a bit of a wave here. Might be an opportunity if the volley bear does start coming down, but you can see Ping's actually onto him from Nongshim. They know exactly where he is. That's a flash forward. He finds the handshake onto Jiwoo and now aiming. Wants to be able to get that Ren damage, but it's not stacked up far enough. Thanks, Nerf. And Jiwoo now going to be able to go back home. Obviously being a little bit facetious there, as he did manage to get himself into the mist quickly enough to mitigate a lot of the follow-up. Lucid does have level 6. But he's going to face check Peter, who also has level 6. Okay, some stuns are coming in though, as Peter, he's well and truly on those front lines. Orbit Deception, a lot of damage onto Kellen, but there is the hostile takeover. And Lucid getting himself out of there with that ulti. Aiming now going to get chained as Jiwoo has jumped on top of him. Still, a little bit of danger here. A couple of sticks into the center, and that means that slow is going to be available, and D+ have to back away.
Some good trading from Nongshim, and ultimately I love how Peter is playing this. When you have the farm and the Tahm Kench, you're so strong. You should be getting stuck in on these skirmishes. And D+, see if they can secure this blue.
Yeah, and it's another singularity. Is the flash forward? I'm not sure about that one. Fiesta just going to be able to end Lucid where he stands. That's first blood as well, actually, is now Dundun looking to get on top of King, and he wants to charge up the Narbar, and the Hyper Proc should be able to get him that extra movement speed. It does, but his health bar isn't high enough. So no Dominus in trade for anything else. Just going to be Dundun putting on the pressure. It's a good response. Okay, Nongshim now going to be starting off this Drake. Sylvie, of course, pretty comfortably able to do a fair bit of damage, but it does have a lot of health. It's a mountain, as yeah, generally pretty good at that.
You know, Jiwoo's actually missed a lot of XP. He doesn't even have ult yet. There's something to bear in mind for this fight.
Not exactly optimal. There's now D+ still looking for their angle. Hostile takeover available here for Kellen, as he will get snared. Fiesta now looking for the charm, does get it, but Fate's Call is going to be available. The Graves able to take that one down as now hostile takeover comes in, but misses basically everyone. Lucid now dives in once more, but there's a Devour available, and he's just going to get taken down. Aiming now, trying to hop around the fight. There are so many sticks in this Tahm Kench, but Peter, he just catches the angle so beautifully. And Nongshim, they will not be denied. Still, not exactly the most pivotal of Drakes, and they're one apiece right now. So 2 dragons, no soul point on the table or anything like that, as somehow that snare missed, and that is a flash forward from Kellen. Not sure about it, as now Jiwoo, he's going to sling into the mist, but I don't think he's really going to be able to get too much. The Devour comes in, the Tahm Kench is going to be gobbled up himself, and it's a double kill for the dragon. Showmaker now untouched on the side as well, as he's just going to fly over. Charm is going to miss, and now they're closing in. Nongshim, I don't think they're getting out of this one, as this singularity is looking gigantic from the Aurelian Soul. And Showmaker just reminding us all that he is still here, and now he has a killing spree.
A really nice engage coming out of D+, and Nongshim, we're the decisive ones there. We saw it praised on the space from the last game. The decisiveness of D+, they're showing right now, and it paid dividends there. The engage comes in.
There's something potentially in live, as that's an Ahri that's going to be discovered here by a bear. The Singularity comes down. He has no ulti, remember, guys. So this Ahri is really dead. They just want to give the kill to Showmaker, and they'll be successful doing so. The Breath of Light going to be able to take him down as Nongshim look to answer in the mid lane. They will be able to do so, as there are Void Mites everywhere. There are Void Cans here in this mid lane, to quote Medic. And Dindin down here on the bottom side of the map.
Oh, Peter.
All right, Peter once again going to get his hand shook. And Lucid going to be able to run away, but maybe Kingen not going to be so lucky. He does have to use that flash we were talking about now, as Foxfire doing some work. Somehow the charm misses though, and he's able to leapfrog over Lucid and get himself to safety. Still not a great passage to play for D+, but at least Kingen's alive.
Yeah.
The Baron, look at it go!
He's got the empowered ult.
22 minutes! This is ridiculous. And yes, now they can just throw down the ulti if they want to get rid of them. And look at this, the Singularity just sitting in front. Dawning Shadow is there. Fiesta's looking for the entrance, but it does not work out. Kellen is very, very low, but they have Fate's Call, remember. This could just be a bait, and there is the Fate's Call. They're looking for that turn. Showmaker holding the R button. This is so dangerous for Nongshim, but they can't let them use this Baron. They don't manage to get in there with Jiwoo's snare at all onto Kingen. And aiming, just dancing around the outskirts, utilizing his range. Speaking of range, man, that Breath of Light is getting a little bit silly. And now this face-off, I don't even know whether Nongshim can actually do anything about this, but they do have 5 members up here, and Dundun is looking for that flank angle. They do have vision. Singularity, fantastic there as Fiesta can't move in. And look at that, they just walk their way. Probably just wanting to get these waves in order. They might even give up this Drake. Like, honestly, I don't even think you need to fight for it. It's just an ocean. But still, it is an opportunity to 5v5 as Kingen possibly caught out. Meganar not going to come in time, and they managed to get the pick onto the top laner. And now D+, I think realizing that they're not going to be able to fight for this one. He also had no teleport, so not going to be able to come straight out of base or anything like that after this 35 seconds is up. And now you can see D+, they are edging towards the dragon, and that does mean that it opens up a space for Nongshim to move in here. Kingen was wrapping around though, as Kellen also looking for that opportunity. Kingen just trying to wait on the edges as he's down to 50%. Lucid flashes forward. He looks for Sylvie. The Devourer comes in with the big gnaw from Kingen, and it is a disaster. It's a mess as the chaos rains down. The Baron was hitting Showmaker, but he seems like he doesn't care too much about that. And only Lucid dies in that whole exchange. D+, later game team fights for this team today have been a huge step up.
The layering of the ults was huge.
And Kingen just throwing things around now, just getting to work on these Nexus turrets. And Nongshim, you're gonna have to try and do something to stop this. Otherwise, you're just gonna lose the game right here and now. Siege minions now set up, and one Nexus turret remains. That Singularity, the ultimate placement from Showmaker as Nongshim Sky falls on top of them one more time. And yes, Lucid might be going down low, but the hostile takeover, they're just fighting amongst themselves. And D+, they've got an open Nexus to fight, but they want to grab some kills before they finish off this series. And it was once again a great early game from Nongshim. Once again, they took control. And once again, D+ just clutched it out and came back. But the Graves doesn't have any setup for either of these champions to, like, for especially the Ahri to land these charms and get stuff going. And so it just wasn't able to be followed up on.